What's up, guys? Dr. Aaron McNally here with Revival Performance Physical Therapy, and today we're showing you guys all about this shoulder pain. So shoulder impingement, probably the most common thing to happen with that shoulder. So a lot of people get this shoulder impingement. So generally, it's a pretty broad term that kind of just means a lot of things, but generally what that means is this bone and this bone are pinching this tendon. Obviously it's not a tendon, but this is called your supraspinatus tendon. You can see there's a space right through here where that bone and this bone have a space here where this supraspinatus tendon attaches to the humerus here, or the arm bone. This is called the acromion. It's kind of like a ledge here, and it's part of your shoulder blade. So if this guy doesn't work very good, or it's really weak, or just things aren't working properly, what happens is this jams up and pinches this tendon right here. When people have rotator cuff repairs or rotator cuff injuries, a lot of times it's because this is happening, and it happened for years and years, just slightly, and it started fraying that tendon right here. This is pretty thick. It's usually like a tiny little rope, and it just frays it. You're like, ooh, sharp pain, ooh, sharp pain. And then after years and years of that, it frays that down and starts to tear away and kind of pull back a little bit. And now there's a space there that is pulled apart, and that's a rotator cuff tear. So what we're gonna do is anytime that you're having that pain, not anytime, but most of the time, 9 times out of 10, either the acromion is in the wrong position or the shoulder is in the, or the humerus is in the wrong position. The acromion, when it's in the wrong position, say this is the acromion, we don't want that shoulder down and forward here. So when that acromion is forward, which a lot of us, it gets like that when we're on top of a computer or whatever, we do stuff in front of us way more than we're doing stuff behind us, and most of us aren't very intentional about engaging those back muscles. So these front muscles get tight, and it causes that acromion to kind of be rounded forward. So now instead of being up and pointed up like this and having lots of space, that guy is down and forward. So we want to bring that shoulder blade up and back, just like that. So now it's tilted up this way. And on this humerus here, you can kind of see it's not perfectly round like a sphere. So it's a sphere down there, but here it pokes out more on this side. So if you look down at yourself and you look down at your arms, if your elbow pit here or your thumbs are rotated in like that, now this big part here is rotated in like that. And when you raise up, it's quicker to touch and create that lack of space there to pinch that rotator cuff and that infraspinatus. So what we want to do is turn on the muscles back here to rotate this back and have more space in that area as you're raising your arms up. So two things, shoulder blade up and back, and humerus externally rotated. It's getting that bone out of the way, and it's getting that acromion out of the way. So rotating that back and then lifting. So anytime, if say you're lifting, you're like, ooh, sharp pinch, look at that, look at yourself, think, okay, was my shoulder blade up and back? And was my shoulder externally rotated? Was my elbow pit kind of pointing more up, or was it pointed down or in? One of those two things was probably happening, and you can adjust it and see if it makes a difference, and hopefully you don't have that pain. You can try to train your body to do that more often. But I'm gonna show you an exercise to strengthen the muscles that do both of those things. So first one you're gonna do is just holding the band. It can be in a circle or it can be straight on, it doesn't really matter. Then you have to be a TheraBand, you can use a power band, whatever. So first one you're gonna do is just holding that band, and this is gonna be working on those shoulder blades coming back. So elbow pits up and shoulder blades coming back and controlling that back forward. So shoulder blades going back, shoulder blades going forward. So the shoulder blades are wrapping around my rib cage, and they're going forward. So you can see it's like I'm pinching a ponytail back here. So they're going here to here, here to here. So that's helping get those shoulder blades. It's your rhomboid, your middle trap, some of those muscles to pull back. So that's that first part, getting that acromion out of the way. Second exercise is gonna get this humeral head and this guy out of the way so it's less likely to pinch here. That's gonna work these shoulder external rotators. There's no quiz on what the names of these are. Just know the two exercises. There's way more than this. You should go to a PT to kind of get it fully evaluated, but these two are a great place to start if you're having any issues. So pull those shoulder blades back like the first exercise, and then keep those elbows forward a little bit so they're not behind your shoulder. Shoulder blades back, elbows a little bit forward, and then now you're rotating this bone here. So you're rotating that out, controlling that back. Rotating it out, controlling that back. rotating it out, controlling it back. So this is working both the main muscles that help get rid of that pinching pain in the shoulder as you're lifting your arms up. So shoulder blades back, elbows forward, rotating that out. So I don't really care what the wrist is doing. It should stay in a neutral position. It's just rotating at this humeral bone here. So keep doing those. I'd say 3 sets, 15 or so, or really it just matters. Just get a good burn, take a break. Get a good burn, take a break. Do that a few times a day. Start strengthening the back of that shoulder. And then more importantly, remember to use those anytime you're about to lift or reach up or anything like that. So do the prescribed amount, have fun. Bye.